I have a dark secret. There's something that feels lost inside of me, and it gets worse when I start to feel stuck. I don't know where it comes from, but I do know that whenever I can get myself outside of my four walls and off-grid, something inside me changes. For the better. Is overlanding for mental health a thing? If anyone says it's not, they're wrong. It is. For me, anyway. It had been a long time since Kate and I were out, since March, so almost 6 weeks. And sometimes you don't know how badly you need something until it's not there anymore. We needed to get outside. So we decided, come what may, we were having an adventure. The what may part of that statement made things pretty interesting, but you'll see that in a bit. We headed up the middle fork of the Boise River and could see the signs of spring all around us. The mountains were coming alive with lush green grass and colorful flowers. The river was high with snowmelt runoff, and everything felt like it was waking up from a long nap, including ourselves. Kate and I had a hunch, like we sometimes do, that if we looked between the two rivers, the Middle Fork and the South Fork of the Boise, that we might find something with the view. So we headed up the hill and we hoped for something good. What we found was better than good. It was worth the wait. So let's walk around. So here's our little camp spot for the night. And looking back towards Boise, you can see some of the mountains there. And then looking up towards Atlanta, you can see what I think is Steel Mountain or something. China Mountain, I'm not sure, I'll find out, but super gorgeous. Snow-capped peaks, you can see the spring clouds dropping precipitation as they pass by. We may get hit with some of that. This one's really kind of teasing us with rain, but we're fine. We've got protection, got good gear. We can just enjoy the spring skies and take in this view. Oh my goodness, how blessed are we? We wasted very little time setting up camp and prepping to cook dinner. Our new gear has really made a difference in how long it takes to get things going at camp. And Kate had dinner going quickly. So Kate, what are you making for dinner tonight?
Gosh, we are out of a lot of stuff. I'm making salmon and Brussels sprouts, so you can imagine the kids are thrilled.
Cooking fresh food on the trail is one of the things we really treasure. Say what you want about overlanding videos looking like glorified cooking channel episodes, because when you're out here eating fresh food in the fresh mountain air, you might just understand why we love it so much. And Kate was working hard to get something ready before it got too late in the evening. The skies were opening up all around us, but for the moment, we didn't care. Come what may, we were having our adventure.
It's a little chilly, and I'm a little worried about rain, but I'm loving this spot. It's beautiful.
Luckily, our new Big Country 4x4 Ostrich Junior awning gave us the little extra protection we needed. One of the things I really love about this awning is how quickly it deploys and how light it is on my rack. It takes less than a minute to set up, is totally freestanding, and only weighs 37 pounds. So, once we got Kate covered up, I went back to setting up the rest of camp. We kept it pretty simple on this trip, just 4 chairs. No tables, no lanterns, no pop-up pits or solo stove, just chairs and wood. The spot was void of rocks, so I dug a quick hole in the sand for a makeshift fire ring. And yes, I filled it in and covered it up when we were done. I've taken to using this SE6 bushcraft knife to cut up wood instead of an axe. It takes a little effort, but it also takes a lot less room and can be used for more than just cutting wood. With these knives, you can baton cut the wood. Simply put, use the knife as a wedge and use another log as a hammer to cut down your fuel for the fire. By the time I got the fire going, dinner was ready and it looked amazing. So here is this wonderful meal. Look at this. There's salmon and Brussels sprouts and onions and tomatoes. And is that avocado as well? Oh yeah. This looks delicious. Thanks, Kate. So here we are at camp. We're all set up. We got a fire going. roasting some marshmallows and just enjoying the evening. But we keep watching this storm over here, and it's just kind of been sitting on the mountaintop, but it looks like it's creeping its way towards us. So it may be an interesting night, but at the very least we get to watch this thing happen. And at the worst, we'll get in the tent or get in the Jeep or something like that, but it's pretty fun to watch.
The spring sky was a perfect reflection of what I was feeling inside. There's so much negativity swirling around us in the world right now, and in some ways, I feel helpless to sort it all out. But whenever I can center myself on the things that truly matter in this life, I realize that seeing the storm is different from being inside the storm. And I'm grateful to have love in my life and someone to watch the weather pass by with me, come what may.
For the first time in a long time, I slept in. Everyone was up before me. I didn't even make the coffee. But that wasn't the only weird thing that happened.
Okay, so last night at about 3:30 in the morning, Kate and I both wake up because we hear human voices outside the tent. Now, our campsite is nowhere close to other campsites. We're way far away, so there's no way it's just other campers. Like, we're up on a hill. I mean, the next campsite's like way down on the river or over the mountains on the other river. And so I get up out of the tent. Kate swears she hears them say Jeep. So I get out of the tent and I look everywhere. I look for lights, look for cars, look for tracks, I look for anything, and there's nothing out there. It is the strangest thing that's ever happened to me camping, and we've been out a lot. And it was just that it sounded so human. I guess it could have been some kind of an animal or something, but I can't figure it out. So here's to those mysteries that only happen when you're out in remote places.
By the time I came down from the tent, the flowers were in full bloom, the sky was blue, the sun was bright, and Kate needed some shade as she was prepping for breakfast. We're at the point in our channel where companies have begun sending us products to demonstrate, and I honestly don't know how I feel about it, but we decided to try a few things, but to do it in a way that was fun for us and the kids, like waffles. So we're doing something new this morning. We had this company called ITEHIL send us this 500 watt solar battery. And this is not typical Will and Kate, because we have, what we like is we have our little Goal Zero Yeti 200X. It's really small, fits under the seat, and it does what we want it to do. This thing is big and heavy, but it has a lot of power. So we thought, well, let's bring it on this trip and see what we could use it for. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make waffles. Kate got this really cool little waffle maker that still draws a lot of watts, more than our Yeti can put out. So we're gonna plug it into this and see if we can make some waffles this morning. All right, so we made the batter in one of these great little collapsible bowls that we use at camp, and now we're just gonna pour it in and clamp it down, let it cook. You can see here that it's we're at 65% now, so it's pulling a ton of power. It says it's got about 48 minutes left at this draw, which is 285 watts. So it works. It is definitely drawing this thing down pretty quickly, so we won't run this waffle iron for too long, but it's working. Okay, after a few minutes in the waffle iron, we are ready to have a waffle. It looks delicious.
So good.
All right. So here we are. We just finished making our waffles. You can see we used all the batter there. There's a little bit of uneaten waffle there. We made 3 waffles, and we started at about 67, 68%. We worked our way down to 52%. We probably used this for 10 minutes. So the good news is we have waffles, and the reason that waffles are cool is because there's no mess. We do have to clean up. I made a mistake there. But there's only the waffle iron and this bowl to clean up. Everything else that the kids are eating with their hands, no utensils, which is great. Low mess. Anyway, this was a successful experiment.
So how's your breakfast?
It's delicious. You cannot beat an everything bagel with cream cheese
On a
the trail.
Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've had breakfast. We have enjoyed this view. I could spend all day here looking at these mountains,
But we have more to do. So we're about to pack up camp, hit the trail, and make our way over to the river. So we wanted to have one night on a perch looking at these beautiful mountains, and then one night on a river enjoying the sounds of the river in the night. So I'm not exactly sure where we're gonna go, but we've got plenty of time. It's only, I don't know, maybe a 20 or 30 minute drive from here. So we're just gonna take our time and explore and maybe find some new places and hopefully find something that's great for the kids, great for mom and dad, and settle in for a nice long Saturday enjoying nature.
While breaking down camp, we wanted to take a sec and share with you a few things that are commonplace to our setup that you might find interesting.
So one thing I've learned is something you can like never have enough of are like really good high quality tent stakes. I keep a bag full of them because in a windstorm, in a rainstorm, you never know what you're gonna need to stake down. Lots and lots of stakes. So we've been using this Wolf-Wise pop-up bathroom tent, and we love it. This is our second one. Now, what we love about it is that they pop up and tear down so easily. And there's kind of a method to how you break this thing down. You take the tip, the top of it, and you fold it into the bottom of it. And as you do that, you fold the corners together and it comes together like that. And it's a real pain in the butt. It's a real pain in the butt if you haven't figured that out. Like I have struggled with it, our friends have struggled with it. Once you figure out that little system, these things are great because they pop up and pop down and they take up no space. So we just keep this in our trasharoo spare tire bag, and we, all of our bathroom stuff fits in there because it packs down in this little bag so thin. So yeah, we've been enjoying the Wolf-Wise product.
There's a few more things that we want to show you, but we'll save those for future vids. With just a few more things to pack up and grab, we set off for our next destination, wherever that might be. We could sense that things were changing all around us. The sky was in flux, the temperature was up and down, we were in the sunlight, then we were in the shadows, but it definitely felt like everything was coming to life.
So we are just crossing from the middle fork of the Boise River over to the north fork of the Boise River, and we're crossing over this mountain range, and we're gonna drop down and spend some time on the river. And it's just such a beautiful drive. It's super green in the mountains right now. There's trees everywhere, moss on the trees, beautiful spring sky. It's all the best things about spring happening right now. So I'm so glad that we're out here when everything is kind of waking up.
One of the challenges we often have when camping on any of the Boise River forks is people. It's often very hard to find a secluded camping spot, and we've spent many, many hours driving up and down, taking every road we can find to look for a spot. So it was with pretty low expectations that we pulled into our first spur road leading toward the river edge. This particular road surprised us a bit though. It was much longer than most and kind of wound its way through the trees, which was really encouraging.
I don't know, Kate. Normally
Great.
we try to get away from the road a little bit more, but it's nice and sandy down here.
And we're down by ourselves. Like, we had to work hard to get here. So no one's coming down here.
Let's keep looking.
Let's keep going. Yeah.
The road had a few more bends and then ended on what looked like a big camping area on a sandy river beach.
What do you think? Is this our spot?
This is it. Love it.
This is perfect. It's sandy,
Amazing.
flat,
Yeah.
tons of room for the kids. Oh my God, it is 11:30 and we found camp. High five.
Never happened before.
As far as we could tell, there wasn't anyone around for a good amount of distance, which is rare out here. We wasted no time setting up and the kids immediately ran off to explore. The sun was out and it felt hot, so we set up the awning to cool things off, which turned out to be kind of a cruel joke later in the day. But for now, we were having fun in the sun. I want to point out that we showed Em splashing in the water, but as soon as that happened, we put the fear of the almighty in our kids to stay out of the water. With the spring runoff making the water level so high, this river is dangerous, even for strong swimmers. Our beautiful sunny beach day turned into a cold, damp day in the shadows of the clouds. The temps dropped by almost 20 degrees, and we found ourselves in our cold weather layers to stay warm while cooking dinner.
What are we having for dinner tonight?
Tacos.
All right.
Easy peasy.
Oh, I do love me some tacos. Mushing up those avocados with tomatoes and stuff.
Yep.
Gonna go to our tacos?
Yep.
Okay, here is this taco that Kate made with camp-made guacamole, turkey meat, cilantro, onions, got some Greek yogurt in there for sour cream. This is looking so good. How is it, Em?
I'm gonna try it.
I think that was a little dramatic, but pretty good. What do you think, Kate?
It's pretty good.
Okay. So Kate and I have a rule. If you make the food, you shouldn't have to do the dishes. So I'm doing the dishes tonight, and she's done a number on this pan, but it's not really her fault because the food was delicious. So I'm using our little MSR scraper scrubber here, which I've shown in other videos. This is the same one we've been using for like 4 years, and I love it. So this is going to be my companion to getting these dishes clean tonight.
We had a break in the clouds with just enough time to say hello to the sun before bidding it farewell as it dipped below the mountains and we settled in for the night.
He's up with the kids, putting them to sleep in the tent, and I'm just picking up around camp, and I'll put the fire out and just kind of have last little bit of the evening here around camp. What a crazy day, what crazy weather, rain, cold, hot. Really grateful for the gear that we have, the setup that we have, because we kind of just enjoyed the whole thing. We kind of just rode out the weather as it came and enjoyed the whole thing. And we're blessed with a really calm and relatively warm evening tonight. So let's see what tomorrow brings.
Strangely enough, when darkness fell, it actually felt a bit warmer than before. And I think for the moment, I felt more comfortable with the little light of our fire surrounded by the dark than I did during the day. Does that make me weird? The next morning, things felt a little more normal, for whatever that's worth. And I was back to being up early and making coffee. There's something about the quiet solitude of a simple task in the morning that just feels so satisfying. However, as the morning wore on, I was still the only one up.
Good morning. It's a beautiful morning, but we have to go. We got to get out of here. My son Emerson has a birthday party to get to on Sunday at the trampoline park, and so the girls are still asleep in the tent, and it's almost 8:20, and I've been trying to pack up camp. I guess I gotta go wake them up. It's always dangerous to wake them up because they might be a little grumpy. I think it's time to go wake them up.
With Kate up and caffeinated, we kicked into high gear to pack up and hit the trail. With the long shadows of the morning still stretching out across the ground, we made our way down the river until we hit the mountain pass that would point us towards home. As I think about what I want my life to be and all the obstacles in my way, I remind myself that it's okay to feel the shadows sometimes. It's okay to be in a dark place. The dark is part of me, but it doesn't define me. And that moment when I step out of the shadows and the sunlight warms my skin is made that much more sweet by the balance of the cool darkness that I stepped out of. After all, to change is to be human. And from one human to another, I hope we can all step out of the darkness and find the light.
All right, one of the things I really, is my face in the camera, buddy?
Oh, it's very, very heavy.
Okay.